Welcome back to Shrink by Quint, the podcast where I take big psychotherapeutic ideas and big cultural shifts and shrink them into something you can carry in your back pocket. Well, today I'm going to talk about the slow, quiet death of dating apps. Not in the sense that their servers are shutting down, because they're still making millions, but in the sense that their emotional grip on our romantic lives is loosening. Users are quietly starting to walk away, and the reasons tell us something important about the state of modern connection. So here's the big shift. Let's start with the numbers. In the UK alone, 1.4 million people deleted dating apps between 2023 and 2024. Tinder lost nearly 600,000 users. Bumble dropped by 368,000. Even Hinge, the so-called relationship app, saw losses in some markets despite global growth. And this isn't a UK-only trend. In Australia, speed dating nights are making a comeback, particularly among 20s and 30-somethings who want something that feels real. In the US, daily usage among millennials has dropped from an average of 90 minutes to 56 minutes. Gen Z, the most app-native generation in history, is now leading the exodus. Surveys show that 79% of them feel dating app burnout. Now that burnout isn't just boredom, it's a loss of trust. So AI was sold to us as the ultimate dating assistant. Better matches, wittier openers, smoother conversations. Instead, it's eroding authenticity at a speed the industry wasn't prepared for. We now have AI-written bios that sound like they belong to a well-rounded, emotionally intelligent person, but they're stitched together from internet fragments. Deepfake profile photos that subtly enhance faces or, in some cases, invent entire people. AI-crafted message threads that create warmth and chemistry until you meet in person, record scratch, and realize that spark was synthetic. One client summed it up perfectly. Every time I opened the dating app, I felt like I was running a Turing test. She wasn't sure if she was chatting to a living person or an algorithm fine-tuned to charm. If you've seen the South Park Deep Learning episode, you'll know the vibe. In it, the boys secretly use ChatGPT to reply to their girlfriend's texts, creating perfect romantic-sounding conversations. Everyone's impressed until the truth comes out, and then they're not sure who's been talking to who. The satire works because it's barely an exaggeration of what's happening right now. As Jean-Paul Sartre once wrote, if you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. Dating apps in their AI-heavy form are becoming that kind of bad company, full of polished, optimized interconnections that leave you feeling oddly empty. One of my clients, let's call him Darren, spent 6 weeks chatting with someone on an app. She was witty, emotionally open, into the same obscure bands and books. By the time they had arranged a coffee, he'd felt they'd built a foundation worth exploring. But within 5 minutes of meeting, he felt something was off. The humor, the rhythm, the little moments of human unpredictability, none of it was there. And she later admitted most of her messages had been AI-assisted, and her photos were heavily retouched using AI beautification tools. So Darren wasn't mourning the end of a relationship, because there hadn't been one. He was mourning the collapse of an illusion. That's a particular kind of grief I'm seeing more often now. The heartbreak of discovering the person you felt connected to never truly existed. So from a psychotherapeutic perspective, the death of dating apps isn't just about the tech, it's about unmet needs. People are wired to seek authenticity, unpredictability, and a sense of real presence. They want real photos over deep fakes. They want true voice over polished chat. And they want risky, unedited humanity over algorithmic perfection. And the final factor, the abundance of options, once a selling point, now works against emotional investment. When you can always swipe to something better, you're less likely to give real attention to the person in front of you. AI just accelerates that disposability. So the death of dating apps isn't a spectacular implosion, it's a slow migration away from the screen. People are rediscovering that attraction can't be fully automated and that trust is harder to build when you can't be certain the person you're talking to even exists in the way that they claim. So maybe the future of dating isn't about refining the algorithm. Maybe it's about rejecting the illusion altogether and stepping back into the messy, unfiltered reality of meeting someone face to face. Because in the end, love is meant to be lived, not swiped. And if you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with others, or leave a review. Your feedback helps me continue to provide what I hope is valuable content to support your mental health journey. Remember, your health is your wealth. Until next time, take care.